Ladies and gentlemen, voted Long Island's best podcast by a bot farm in Russia. It's the Adult Baby Show.
I'm a sweet boy.
I'll let a girl suck any part of me. I mean, honestly.
It's just in my mouth, just.
Oh, like, I'll try anything once.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Except getting to work on time.
You just ruined my day. Fuck your day.
Oh, let's get the feet involved.
It's not a nut. Maybe I shouldn't say that out loud with you.
Some people
Yeah.
are absolutely
Huh?
disgusted by me.
He ain't lying.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, what the hell is our... Welcome to the Adult Babies Podcast, episode 308. I am B.
I'm Chic.
I'm Ryan.
I am drunk with power over here in the power chair.
He didn't even know what's going on.
Oh,
new
no,
chair, new B.
I'm for those that aren't watching this podcast, I'm in the power chair, so I could do there's
You have to describe what the power chair is. You're in the chair that I normally sit in,
Yeah.
which is a very comfortable rocking chair, swivel, rocking,
I could swivel,
reclining chair.
He's
You
got
can
the
do-
voice prompts.
Yeah, he's got
Get a
he's
voice
got-
prompt.
Shut the fuck up.
yeah, I can do whatever I want over here, baby.
Yeah. So yeah,
It feels nice, but also I do feel a little out of place. Like I was comfortable in that seat,
I think you can get comfortable there
But-
real quick.
but I'm
You don't look like you deserve that seat. You look out of place.
You don't look out of place, okay? You look like
but
a
that feels
slob.
like the host of the show's seat, and
Right.
you are the host of the show.
I don't
I
think
know
I'm
you
the
don't.
host
I
of
know
the
you don't
show.
think so, but you are the host of the show.
There's no host.
You introduce it every week.
That's just because.
You're the host.
No, I don't like it. I don't like it. Let's stop.
You're a regular at the Grizzly Pear Comedy Club. You're the host of the podcast.
Yeah, all right. Well, I wish
When's the last time you
the
were there?
Grizzly Pear knew that. No, not too long ago. A few weeks ago.
We were gonna stop in. When we went to the cellar last week, we passed by. I'm like, oh my god, I should see if maybe Brendan's here. But I thought I'll see like a shot in the dark.
I would love it if you stopped in when I was there.
I would love to go. Yeah.
It's a
But
nice place.
we didn't talk a little bit about when I went. I was part of the show. I got crowd worked by at the Fat Black Pussycat.
The Fat Black.
Yeah.
Who was
I was up front. I was sitting,
it?
not feet on the stage, but I could have put my feet on the stage.
But you wouldn't be that disrespectful.
No, I wouldn't want to get that treatment. You
Yeah.
know? Well, Joe List. It was an hour with Joe List,
Nice.
and Luke Monis opened, and Luke
Yep.
Monis did some crowd work on me, and then Joe List did some crowd work on me.
Really?
Yeah, Luke
Nice.
Monis called me a young hipster,
Really?
and I was like, so he asked me.
The lights must have been
I
bright.
was laughing. yeah. Because yeah. Well, he asked me if I told him he asked me what I did. I said I'm a truck driver, and he's like, "Do the other truck drivers consider you like a hipster?" And I go, "I kind of keep to myself." He goes, "Yeah, I guess that's part of truck driving, isn't it? It'd be weird if you were." So he was very funny. But then because I love Luke Monis, and I actually have some of his merch. I have a T-shirt of his.
Do you really?
Yeah, I have a T-shirt of it. He sold
He's
like
fairly new, isn't he? I mean,
he's been
I
around a
guess
while.
Been around 20 years.
He's been getting more
Yeah.
notoriety lately, but just from like social media, and so I have. He used to sell like a shirt with a picture of him and like a gi on it, like a karate gi on
Mhm.
it, and so I bought it. And I have it. It never once fit me, but I wish I would have been wearing it.
I
Would've been
wish
hilarious.
you wore that front row.
because
you
they don't
let him
they don't
know?
announce the opener.
Yeah.
So I did go see the Joe List. So I was laughing really hard at him, and he commented how hard I was laughing and like that I wheezed at one point. So then that opened up the conversation. So he goes, Joe guy? I said, I'm a Luke guy actually. And he goes, oh, well, because that's not possible because we don't advertise the opener. But I want to be like, no, I really am a Luke guy. Like yes, I'm a Joe guy, but I truly am also a Luke guy. And if I was wearing
That's
that
a
shirt, I could have been like, seriously, Luke
Seriously.
guy, and that would have blown his mind.
It would have probably been on his social medias.
Yeah.
But like that's a weird spot though for you because you are a fan, but do you want to be like over
Yeah.
like no, really, I
Yeah.
have your merch because then you're like, oh, this
Yeah.
is
If I would have seen him outside, I would have been like, no, seriously, I'm
Yeah.
a big fan. He goes like, I actually have your shirt.
that's a
Yeah.
save for after
But
the
he was
show.
gone. He was gone after that. Yeah.
He's gone on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Joe List Hour was good.
Awesome.
He's great.
Yeah, he's prolific. New hour every year, and I think every hour is great.
Yeah.
You ever watch? No,
I really don't know much about what you're talking about.
Joe List.
I don't. Yeah,
No,
I
he's
don't know.
good. Yeah, he's good.
I
good
believe
comic.
you. I never saw his stuff.
And get this, I'm sitting next to a guy from Oakland
Oh, now you're talking about me. I was about to. Oh, here we go.
at the comedy show. And he's like, oh, you hear this guy? I'm like, yeah, I'm a huge fan of this guy. That's why I'm here. That's why I bought tickets for an hour with Joe List.
So he
I'm
just
not-
showed
I'm
up.
like, why are you here? He was with his sister, and apparently they were just like even that club gets people to just be like, oh, let's go see a comedy show, and they went to see that.
Yeah.
So after the show, we were chit chatting a little bit. And he's like, oh, that guy was really, he was really great. He goes, who's good? You got to check out. He goes, Mark Norman. You ever hear him? And I go, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, they literally have a podcast
Yeah.
together. I'm like, how do you know Mark Norman that well and you don't know? I'm like,
That's
it goes
so
to show you how
bizarre.
hard it is to break through in this industry.
Yeah.
That it's like even people who are fan people, they don't know that.
Well, I could say I could see how one person draws you maybe to the podcast, right? And you don't just give the other person too much mind. Like even though you may
Yeah.
find the pot, you just like.
And if
oh,
you're just a fan of their stand up, doesn't mean you looked into their podcast.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess if you're not a podcast guy.
Yeah.
But you would think those two go hand in hand together. I
Yeah,
mean,
they've been doing that podcast together for
but is that
12 years.
But is that just us that know?
maybe. But
I don't-
obviously, yeah.
I don't know.
I also think it's funny to ask if you've heard of Mark Norman because he's kind of pretty big right now, or no?
I
Yeah,
think he is, but,
so, yeah.
but then again,
but I think if you walk down the street, how many people out of 10 would
You know what?
say
That's
yes?
probably
that's
fair.
the thing. Yeah. What I'm thinking about is like these people didn't know they were like, oh, we stumbled into this. Were able to get tickets. They're 2 doors down from like seeing me
Yeah.
instead. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Which Grizzly always gets. It's just people that a lot of their audience is probably people that tried to get into the cellar
Yeah.
and they just go next door and
Yeah.
here you go.
Yeah. You ever been to the cellar?
Yes.
Yeah.
We performed.
We performed. We did a podcast upstairs.
Upstairs. But have you seen a show?
No,
in
I
the-
never went to a show.
Yeah.
I tried to get him to come in with me, but he was done after the podcast. He went home.
Yeah, listen to that podcast. That was good.
Yeah,
You still talk to that guy at all?
When I see him, because I don't work there anymore with
Rob
him.
Sprance.
Yeah,
good guy.
great
Good
guy.
Yeah.
What
Podcast kind
so-
of blew up now.
Yeah,
The
he's
whole-
like, he
It's
gets
like
tons
big-
of great.
It's like big names on
Yeah,
there.
he gets a lot of good guests, and he's a real nice guy. He's a smart guy. I always enjoyed it. When I see him, it's nothing but
Yeah.
good things.
Yeah, he's
but
good.
I don't
He's
see
good.
him as much anymore.
It was funny because when we were on that podcast, it was us, and then the next guest was like somebody way bigger than us. I think.
It is. When you look at theirs, it's like celebrity, us two idiots,
Yeah.
celebrity,
Yeah.
celebrity.
That's great, though.
It was fun though to like when he invited us in because it was before the second time we went on his show, we went virtual.
Yeah.
But the first time being there was a really cool experience.
Yeah, because it was in Robert, like the
yeah.
dude studio,
Yeah.
and just I spent a ton of time just hanging out the cellar, and I knew about that studio.
And he
upstairs.
wasn't even supposed to go on. I called him that day, like, yo, he said you could come if you want. He's like, yeah, I'm in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wouldn't have appreciated it as much like as you did.
No. Yeah, we had like Patrice O'Neal's hat was right next
Yeah.
to us. I'm like, oh, this is a cool.
So then
Think.
after the show, we went to the Olive Tree and had some, little, light dinner before.
What'd you
real
get
dinner.
at the Olive Tree?
I got the hummus.
You got to get the hummus.
Yeah, hummus is great.
Yeah.
And something else. I don't remember what, but
Is that like a thing there? Their hummus?
yeah, really
Yeah,
good hummus.
I mean-
Apparently, they have really good wings too. But
The wings are
don't- I don't-
fantastic. Hummus is great.
yeah.
Beer's always flat.
Yeah. But I went like a creep. I'm like looking to see who's. It was too early. Keith Robinson was there early.
Yeah,
he's got to
yeah.
get in early so he doesn't
Yeah, you gotta
walk
watch
in
out.
in front of everybody.
I saw Keith Robinson. Keith Robinson, hilarious comic. He had a stroke a few years ago, so now he's got.
Oh, I didn't think I know.
You know
who
him,
he is.
yeah.
yeah.
I saw him at the stand one night, and man, some guy like walked like into him, and he hit the deck.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, oh man, that's just like
Of all the guys.
brutal. Yeah.
I wanted to walk past him. Like, hey, I thought your special was really great, but he doesn't have the greatest reputation for going up to. But in real life, you think we'd be like, "You bother me, get away from me, you bother me."
Get away from me, dummy.
Yeah. Shut up, dummy. It stunk. You know it stunk.
You
Don't
know
waste my
it
time.
stunk.
You bother me.
He actually he came after me at a podcast at a show at the cellar once, and I don't remember what he said to me.
You were in the crowd.
I was in the crowd.
Yeah.
But I think he did call me a dummy.
That's
and,
great.
And I'm like, all right, good. I got that. That's just what he calls everybody.
I feel like there's an aura with that chair because I could already sense that you normally kind of control the podcast. Like, just like the flow, the ebb and flows of it. And now that B's sitting in there,
It's
like him directing it.
Well, the problem is it's a very confident chair.
It
Yeah.
is.
You feel like kind of very relaxed there. You feel more relaxed there.
I feel more relaxed. I feel like I could fire somebody right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I feel
I
like
feel like I can give
when
somebody a
you're
raise.
in that chair, you look at both of us as opposed to where, like, heads on a swivel.
Yeah, no, this
Yeah.
is it's a rough. I give you guys credit. This is a rough position. to
It
have to
does.
keep-
Because
Yeah.
you forget to look to the right,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, it's...
Yeah,
I've
it's
never-
it's easier to look here. Like it's work to look over here, but it's
Yeah, well, it's always worked to look in his direction.
I want to see how it would be with me to do that chair once.
Well,
yeah,
we'll do
next
that.
week. Yeah,
Maybe
we'll
do
definitely
next
do
week
that.
I'll try it.
Maybe just rotate.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
maestro over here, Chick in the maestro
It'll
chair.
probably be the worst episode we ever
No,
had.
I disagree. Were you gonna say something?
I don't know. I don't
Not
think so.
anymore because I'm running the show. No, I want to get you guys' take on this.
You're even saying things that Ryan would say.
I feel I have a certain expertise in businesses that are about to shut down.
Implode?
Chain businesses in general. Don't cough. Chain businesses. I know. Like, I remember when Kenny Rogers, the chicken place, I knew they were gonna go under.
Yeah.
Okay. Chi-Chi's, I knew. I know when these businesses are gonna go.
I love Chi-Chi's.
Quiznos, that one I didn't think was gonna close, but it closed. I don't know what happened there. There are two.
Radar was off a little bit. Yeah.
My radar was off, but there's two.
I feel like the writing was on the wall with that one.
There's two chain restaurants that I've been to in the last month that I feel are on the back nine. They're almost done. Do you guys want to guess what?
Can I guess?
Yeah,
Burger King?
it's a good pick.
No,
It's a good
I feel
pick.
like they're revamping their whole business
Yeah.
model right now. So I
Burger King.
They were struggling, I felt like.
Burger
Yeah.
King. Burger King was down, but they're starting to
fighting.
get up. They're starting to get up. They realized they were down,
Okay, fair enough.
and they're starting to get up. But
the
that's a
other
good.
one I would guess would be Moe's.
Not Moe's. Not
Even
even.
though I'm a big fan of Moe's.
guess
Not as Moe's isn't in my radar. What's yours?
White Castle.
No.
Do I?
You get two.
I get two guesses.
Yeah, because I have two.
you have two.
I have two restaurants.
I don't know. Are they big?
I
Because
feel
like
like
Chi-Chi's, like the ones you all named, like are not very big. So.
no. Well, I feel like they had their heyday maybe in the early '90s,
Applebee's?
maybe earlier than that.
Oh, Applebee's.
Or TGI Fridays.
Both of those are also on the cusp of being gone.
But I
Fridays.
feel like they've both been on the cusp of being gone
They have-
for like
Well,
20
So, wait,
years.
but that's not it. That's,
That's
not
not
it.
it.
Though.
All
That's
right,
it. Those,
so he-
those have a little bit further.
Here's what they are. I would say they'd be gone in the next 5 years, but I think a big chain restaurant, it takes a while. Like these restaurants don't close overnight. Like we just saw Boston
Okay,
Market.
what
is
are
clo-
they?
I feel like though you're acting like these places
Yeah,
are close
about
to
to
closing.
close.
You don't get 5 years for that.
That's what I was just thinking. The same thing.
You could say like most businesses close within
the next 10
You
years.
say like within 10 years. I could run off with things, and then
5
in
years is
7 years I'm going to text you guys when
5
the
years
podcast
is a lot.
All right.
has been done, and I'm
Most
just like,
businesses don't
guys,
last 3.
I'm
2
like,
years.
I'm like,
2
guys,
years. These guys are gone in 2 years.
I'll give you 2 years, even that's ridiculous, but I'll give it to you.
The first one, I did a fantasy football draft at this place.
Hooters.
Hooters.
Oh yeah.
Done. It's over for Hooters.
Why do you say this?
Because I was there and there was no waitress service. It was one of the worst,
I feel
Which
like
is
it's
which is
always
the only reason to go.
yeah.
and the Hooters are no more.
Yeah.
There was no, I don't go there for the tits, okay? I don't care. I don't go there at all. I don't like the place.
I was
Yeah,
just
no.
gonna say, if you do go there, you're going there for the eye candy.
Well, the eye candy has left the building.
It has. I
Okay.
agree.
It's sour. The
It's-
candy is.
They can't tell people.
The beer has gone bad.
But they can't tell people like it doesn't. Your
Well, in
description
today's
doesn't fit.
world, you can't tell somebody they're not good looking because everybody thinks they're good looking.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the problem. Is
Right.
that you have.
But they still wear the outfit though, right? Like
That's the other problem.
They do, but they were wearing zipper jackets on top of them. It was a real it was a place where like you just knew things. There was a hole in the ceiling,
Yeah.
it was just
But an unattractive girl in the Hooters outfit is worse than like an unattractive girl not in the Hooters outfit.
just just a regular.
the big white socks too. Like
Yeah.
it's such an '80s look.
Yeah, it's actually surprising it made it this far. when you think
Daytona
about it.
Beach,
Is it though in our kind of society? Are you surprised at that?
But today's day, it's that. How many years do you give it? I don't know when the last time you guys were there.
I haven't been in one in a while. I just feel like it's never going. It's only going to get
Yeah.
different. Like
I
they'll
just-
change.
Maybe they'll change to something else. But
I
I
can see
think when I went there, I was like, this place is done. And we all agreed. It was done. It was awful.
That
No,
one
no,
is bad.
I think I said this on the podcast, but me and Neil, when he stopped doing podcast comedy and he was starting again, we're like, oh, we'll get together, we'll do some writing. We met at Hooters. Was it the one right off of 110?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the one.
That's
That
when we
one's
met at.
trash. It's
Like,
always
it was
been
like behind
trash.
BJ's or some
You're
shit.
sticking to the floor.
Yeah, it's always been bad, that one, though.
Yeah.
It had, but
So-
it was. You're right. The East Meadow location was a lot better. But this place, it took it to a new low when I was there.
But this was going back 10 years ago. He
Mhm.
He started up comedy again, and I remember texting him. We made plans and to go there like during lunch in the middle of the week. He wasn't working. And I was like, if anybody ever questions your bottom up success, like you can
It
you have
started
you have these plans like this text thread to prove you started from nothing. We were meeting at the Hooters in the middle of the day
God.
because that place was
And 10
bad,
years ago, it was
bad
terrible.
then,
Okay.
and I was like shocked it was still in business.
Well, that's why it takes a long time for these places to go out. That's why I said the 5-year mark.
5 years isn't
Yeah,
about
but you're
to go
acting like
out,
you're a
though.
Nostradamus at this shit, and it's like
I'm
in
pretty-
10 years, a business is about it.
Within 5 years. Within 5 years.
I mean,
it's got to be 2 for me to be impressed with it.
Within I'll
I
say
almost
this.
think a year it has to be impressed. I don't even think 2
I'll
is
say
that
this.
much.
I think within 1 year, that location closes.
Mm.
But in 5 years,
That'll
the
be-
operation is going down.
What's the other one?
Now, let me just say one other thing with this, with my Hooters thing. My uncle was in town. He lives in Maine. He happened to be in town. I started talking to him about how bad Hooters was. He goes, interesting you say that. The guy that owns Hooters, or one of the top guys at Hooters, lives near him. He golfs with him.
Really?
And he goes, guess what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to let him know that my nephew thinks that the Farmingdale Hooters stinks. So I might have gotten to the top.
Wow.
So we'll see.
So now you have something to blame if it does go out of business. You're gonna be yeah, because of me it didn't go out of
I'm
business.
gonna-
So
I'll be hoping.
either way, you're gonna feel like a winner.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
This is all. This
You
is
really padded your numbers here. Yeah.
I'm padding my number. The other one.
It's like an inside. He's got inside info and he's sharing it like he predicted
no,
it.
no. The other one. I was at this place the other day. Nathan's.
Ugh.
That's another. You picked 2 places that, in my opinion, are basically done as it is. They're just
Yeah.
never going to go away.
I think they go away.
And what are they going to do with the hot
There
dog
needs-
eating contest?
Netflix is taking it over. You hear what Netflix did this year?
Netflix
I
is
saw
taking-
that they did the Kobayashi versus what's the
Joey
other guy?
Chestnut.
Toby, what's his name?
Joey
Joey
Chestnut.
Chestnut.
Joey Chestnut. I think they had like
Kobe
an eat
Chestnut.
off. I almost said
Yeah,
Kobe.
they can. Netflix can just do it. It doesn't need to be associated with Nathan's.
Another hot dog
But it
place
removes
needs to
the
come in.
nostalgia from the 4th of July Nathan's
They changed the
contest.
rules. Netflix said you're not allowed to dip and eat.
That's impressive. I'd rather see that.
Dip in
And-
water.
Yeah, you're not allowed to dip them in water
I
and
like
eat it.
that rule.
By the way, this went
I
down
wanna
on
see
Labor Day. I
somebody
think this already
choke.
happened.
What?
I wanna
No,
see
so
somebody
so
choke.
Joey Chestnut said he had to retrain how to do this without dipping because he's never done that before. He's never done a hot dog eating contest without
Kobayashi's
soaking.
going to kill him.
They already did it.
They
Oh,
did
who
it.
won?
Joey Chestnut blew him away by like over 10 hot dogs.
Really?
Yeah,
That guy's good.
I think he set a new record.
Did he?
But because he said he had to relearn how to do it without dipping it, and he goes, "I'll never go back. I'll never dip again."
So he found a new technique.
yeah, so
And
he's
it's
better than ever.
better
he's ever
than
been.
oh, so
Then-
he's
yeah,
better.
Yeah, and it's not disgusting.
Is
Yeah.
it still not disgusting, or
Well, it is disgusting. Like, but soaking bread and then
I
eating
agree
that
with
is
that.
fucking
The whole
disgusting.
thing was gross.
Yeah,
What does it? It just more slippery. I never
you're
understood
less
the.
chewing. You're not
Less-
taking up as
yeah,
much saliva.
you don't
out
have
of
to
your
break
mouth.
it down as
Oh.
much. The water's
But
breaking
but
it
you're
down.
still like you're putting more substance in you.
Right.
So like, would you think you get full?
I
'cause
feel like your stomach
water,
expands with all
yeah,
that stuff.
with all the water. So yeah.
Now, do
Well, that's
they
probably why he's better than ever.
use Nathan's
Maybe you
hot
got
dogs?
super high and had like maybe that's dry mouth. So maybe you took one of those pills that Monique gave you.
They
That's
weren't
supposed to
pills;
make
they were mints.
mints.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
The
It's a
liquid
pill
mints?
box.
I
Yeah.
crushed all of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd they work? All right.
Yeah, they were good. I
Yeah.
enjoyed them.
Yeah.
I
So-
could never find them ever again, but they were good.
Yeah. Have you ever been to the Nathan's on Coney,
Coney
Island?
Island?
Yeah.
No.
Because that's prime spot. That probably does well just because it's like a tourist spot.
Well, that's what I feel like. Even if that place closes, like that one,
They'll
won't
have the one.
close.
I could see that. But the other ones that used to be good, I went to the one in Oceanside. It used to be fantastic. It was I'm waiting 15
Oh, that was
minutes.
a big one, Oceanside.
It was
Yeah,
big,
That was a big one.
but
yeah.
dude, I'm going there. There was a dad there that returned chicken, which whatever you getting chicken for his kid. It was raw.
Yeah, Nathan's I could also see becoming like a grocery
That's-
product, like frozen.
Just
they do
frozen.
that.
They
do
already
that.
But I'm
have
saying
that.
just that, like do
Switch
away
to
with
that.
the store and just do it like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Frozen hot dogs.
Yep. Hooters and hot dogs. They're both gone, in my opinion, in 5 years.
I used to hate because their fries have the potential to be good, but they're always just wet, like oily and
Yeah,
and,
too oily.
Cook
soggy.
them up a little, crisp them a little.
Like the
By the
shape
way-
of them, the cut, like they
so
brown
good.
them.
So good. But I tasted old oil in
Yeah,
these
it's-
fries.
yeah.
And I got the hot dog. It's not hard to make a hot dog. I've made hot dogs. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It took 15 minutes. And I'm watching the hot dogs on the flat top.
Yeah,
I'm like, just grab it.
yeah. Done.
What are we doing?
It's a wrap.
It was so bad.
Get one of those spinners at 7-Eleven. Those hot dogs aren't that bad.
No, I can't. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
But I do have a company that I think could take over Nathan's. And they started a restaurant. They're Coney Island's original hot dog. I don't know if you know about these guys. They're called Feltman's.
Hmm.
I'm a big fan of Feltman's hot dogs, okay? They were the original hot dog. What did he do?
No, I just dropped the remote.
They were the original hot dog. They used to sell them on Coney Island before Nathan's was there. All right, Nathan's won out the big hot dog business, but in the last couple of years, Feltman's put a store across from Nathan's in Coney Island.
That sounds like a fake name from a TV show.
It's not.
Feltman's.
It's
Like,
not.
Yeah.
They used to sell it on the street in the East Village, outside of a museum, bar museum that I used to go to.
What are you saying?
It was the Gangster Museum.
Museum?
Yeah, Al Capone
How do you say museum?
Museum.
Is he saying museum?
He's saying it wrong. He said it with a Z.
Museum.
You say, you say museum?
He said museum.
Museum.
No, it's a museum.
Museum.
You don't have to say museum.
No, you do.
No, you do if
You
you
have
say
to.
because the way you say
You
it
have
is
to say
correct.
that.
The Museum of Modern Art.
Museum?
Museum.
Wow.
What do you say? Museum.
Stop saying it, please.
Museum.
You really- Museum.
Museum.
Yeah, the whole word.
I'm
Say the
saying-
whole thing.
I'm just saying it.
He's like a bar museum. And I'm like, is this the thing? I guess I don't drink enough to not know what that is, I guess.
No, the
Don't stop
Just
saying
please
it.
stop saying it.
Yeah.
It's hurting my ears.
It was the Gangster Museum. Museum. I don't know what the fuck I'm
I
doing wrong
can't-
here.
I can't listen to you say that word anymore.
Get out of that chair.
It really hurting my ears.
Get out of that chair.
I don't even want to be around anymore.
Even that's not working. Man.
You're into
All right,
him.
what did it take? 20 minutes? I'm done with the power chair. I don't like this. Feltman's is coming.
Felman's is coming.
Nathan's is going.
Yeah.
Something completely off topic. I had shouted out that cycle bar thing that I did, the cycle class that
Yeah.
I took.
Yeah.
And as I shouted out Tara Van Vink, who was the instructor and my dear friend who ran the thing, I didn't shout out the bar and like the actual place.
You
And she-
didn't?
She goes, you shouted out everything, but you didn't say the name of the place. So
Let's hear it.
Shout out to Cycle Bar in Sayville.
Cycle Bar
Sayville.
in Sayville. That's close. I like Sayville.
Yeah, it's not that bad. That's where that cycle class was. Great music. They turned down the lights. She runs a great class.
Have you
So-
been back?
No, it wasn't really for me, but
Yeah,
most people who don't hate themselves might enjoy it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't consider it again?
I maybe would.
No, you wouldn't.
I was just uncomfortable in it
Why?
because you're tied
seat?
into the seat, like the chair, like
Yeah.
your feet are locked in. The shoes were uncomfortable. I would have to get probably my own pair of comfortable shoes to do that.
You're gonna have to get like custom Crocs that fit into a bike.
Snapping Crocs.
But Cycle Bar, Sayville, send it
Good.
out.
Good
Go
you
down
got,
there.
Good you got that off
Yeah.
your
I had
chest.
to do it. She gave me shit, and I told her I would fix my mistake.
All right. Well, yeah, no, it sounds. I would be interested in trying that.
But now back to our regular scheduled programming.
That is already.
I would like to try that too, actually.
Something's
Feels
not
like,
right
That
with
feels like a workout I could actually do.
Something's not right. You're terrible at promoting, by the
I
way.
gave it a nice promotion. And now back to
You're
schedule.
able to do it while you talk about.
I'm not the best.
You're not.
You have a rough day?
No.
Doesn't it
Okay.
feel that way?
Well, you just seemed like a little sensitive on the text earlier.
Yeah.
Like he was.
What did I say on the
Well,
text?
not still down.
I just like to take shots at B.
It was,
No,
it
no, no,
wasn't
no.
shots at B. It was
You're
shots at
taking
yourself.
shots at yourself.
Oh,
yeah.
you know what it is? Because, all right,
Why don't you mention it on the show?
I will. So we talked about, I have many ideas for my funeral arrangements and wakes. I'm just a morbid thinker. And I said I had a new idea and I was going to bring it up. But I think like they sound better in my head than when like bring it up on here to talk about it because it's not.
Well, it
gonna
doesn't need to be
much.
earth shattering. We talked about your funeral plans and they changed.
I'm
so
talking
you-
about Nathan's and Hooters. I mean,
Yeah.
we're at the bottom of the barrel of things to talk
And
about.
I forgot we had a guest on last week, which which was fun. We took up a lot of time, so we didn't
Yeah.
get to it. But I'm
Oh, that's
interested.
right. It was the week before that I
Yeah.
decided. Yeah. So I definitely don't want to get buried. Like that's a definite. And I always said I got the wake down. I want that doesn't change. I still want
You
my-
still want to be
propped up, hands
propped up
out,
with a
just
handshake.
kind of like the Spanish style
Mhm.
wakes.
That's the thing, right? People do a wake pre.
Burial.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, not burial. Yes, but well, what do you want to get cremated? So people do a
You can. Yes.
You could you could see the body before you see the.
and then after they do the
Cremation.
wake, then they cremate you.
Yeah.
And he wants to be in like a chair, like he wants to be in the power chair
Yes,
of the
yeah.
I
funeral.
basically
Yeah.
do want to be propped up
Yeah.
and like hanging with everybody.
Yeah, it's your Nikes on.
Exactly.
But the problem with that is like you're going to be sewn like to a chair. I would imagine, right?
I don't. The Spanish people look like they just prop them up and kind of move them
Have
along.
you seen it live though? You've seen
I haven't
pictures.
seen it live. I've only seen pictures.
I
think it-
guarantee.
Do you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
Ryan?
I've
Have you seen
them, yeah.
those?
But I'm not. I think it's an African thing. I don't think it's a Spanish thing.
No, I thought it was like
I've seen.
I thought it was Spanish.
I
I don't know
don't know.
which
I've seen
specific type of
African.
Latino community does it, but
Yeah, it was definitely the videos I've seen. But
Either way,
I
African or
imagine those people are
Spanish.
sewn to like the chair, like to.
I feel like they're not because they usually pose for different photos. I feel like they're just kind of propping them around.
I think it just depends on what you do, like how you get the stiffness of the body. You can,
Probably also
whatever you-
depends on how you die.
Do they have to break arms to like make it into a
They might.
handshake? Like,
Probably.
Crack the bone.
put a little bit of cement in the
yeah,
in there.
a weight on the bottom just to keep
I
them.
mean, yeah, at that
You
point
know?
you can just like stick some wrought
Like a
iron pipes
scarecrow.
in there and
Kinda
just
Prop me
It
up
is like a scarecrow.
It is a scarecrow.
Yeah.
It is basically.
Yeah. All right. So what do you want to do?
So then after we do that whole thing,
Hmm So
I
after
wa-
we do that traumatic experience,
I
now what
want
do
to
we
get
do with you?
cremated.
We burn you.
And then originally I was always like, I'll just spread my ashes in my backyard.
The backyard. Yeah.
That's where I want to be. That's my home forever. It's been in the family forever.
Mhm.
But then I was like, you know what? I want to be. Now this is the weird part because I don't think anybody. Would
This is
do
the
it.
weird part. It's not displaying your body,
Yeah, I don't think anything is weird.
displaying
up
your
until this.
dead body with a handshake.
I was realizing like I would want to be smoked, like in pot.
And who
I
would
know
you
they
want to
did it in
smoke
how
with?
high, but I don't mean but like smoke me.
Who?
Yeah, nobody wants to do
Who
that.
would do
That's
that?
what I know, and that's what I'm saying.
By the way,
Nobody
that's not
would.
what you said on this.
Yes, it
Yeah, he
is.
did. He said.
I thought
smoked
you would-
and
I
plant
said
and
smoke
planted.
me or plant me.
Oh, all right.
So why don't you plant you in a pot plant
Exactly.
and then smoke that?
yeah.
That could be done.
Yeah,
It could be
that's
done.
better because you're asking people to really do some. Yeah,
Smoke human remains?
Well, that's what I was curious if that's like, is that really nasty? But it is, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't smoke my friend.
It's biohazard, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
so it's like
It's also
I'd give
disrespectful to
somebody
ask for people.
cancer.
It's like in his last, I guess we gotta smoke it. He told us
Yeah.
that's his last.
Because
Sorry,
I could
Mrs.
probably
Chick,
get a couple
he wants us
people
to smoke him.
I don't even want to wake. I don't want. I spend my whole life trying not to inconvenience people. I'm trying to stay out of everyone's way. I'm trying to make as little as possible.
That's my philosophy.
I know that, and we agree upon that. So I don't even.
This
I
is
don't,
not his.
I don't even want to wake because I don't want anybody to feel obligated to come to my wake.
Well, that's
Let
a
alone
little
I
smoke.
actually have
I
a
want
wake,
people to
and
come.
I would want
No.
a list with people who I don't like. I don't want showing up just
Of
to
course,
think
we
they
know
could
that.
do the right
Yeah,
thing.
you
At
know.
the I'm going to like no.
Yeah, who
fuck
was
you.
it? There was somebody who died.
You talking about me?
No, somebody died.
Oh.
Some actress died, and she had like a list of people that she said don't let these people in my wake.
Yeah, I would 100% do that.
Now, what are you gonna have? Like a bouncer outside and be like, "Oh yeah, you didn't make the cut."
Yeah, there's certain people. No, he doesn't want you here.
Yeah.
Like respect his wishes. And
Those are the
fucking out.
people you should make smoke you.
Yeah.
Well, they wouldn't smoke me.
Well,
I only had one friend who said, if you really wanted to, like,
somebody actually,
because he was like, if that was your, like it's almost like the guilt, like if that was your death wish.
yeah,
You know?
I don't care if that's your death wish.
But
I'm not
no,
smoking
it
you.
does sound better to put me in a plant and smoke me.
I
Grow
like,
me.
I
and
like the
smoke
idea
me.
of growing you as a plant and looking at you and be like, look at him. He's finally beautiful. Or so, but like I don't know, smoking.
But I am, and I was thinking about it. I actually have to make a will soon
Yeah, I want to.
because I don't want to die and people to do things that I don't want. Like God forbid I did.
Yeah,
die.
it's never too young, never too
Yeah,
early.
like
to do that shit.
I'm legitimately gonna probably meet with a lawyer and then within the next year and at least write up how I want to get buried.
You know, I was thinking my birthday's coming up next week. I am a lot like Hooters and Nathan's. I'm on the back nine. I'm done. I am past the point of the middle. I'm going.
Are we?
I believe so.
I think because of the way I take care of myself, that's very possible. But I also feel like I could recoup
You
that.
mean the way you don't take care of yourself?
That's,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
meant
that's
like the
a
way I treat my
better
body.
phrase.
It's not good, but
I don't see myself living into my 80s.
you also have one kidney that's working, so
Yeah. Well, that's probably part of the
that's all
mostly
I'm
of
saying.
the reason.
Yeah, you might be on the back, and you might be in the back.
Or maybe they come out with like these pigs' kidneys just work like
Exactly,
crazy,
and then you could live
And maybe I live.
forever.
Yeah. I don't know forever.
I would love for them to come out with like, if they could fix your lungs, like give you new lungs, I'd be smoking until these ones are done and give me new ones, and that's it.
Do you sort of like maybe in the back of your mind like I'll get to an age, I'll live long enough that they could fix this?
No, I don't think it's going to happen. I think they could already cure cancer if they really wanted to.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I was just reflecting on that because Monique's father has cancer and he's going.
Oh.
He's going through it, and it's
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 difficult.
not.
dude.
Yeah, it's rough, and
Awful.
what?
Mm.
It's awful.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
terrible, and they're optimistic and pessimistic, and it goes back and forth, and it's like they got bad news recently, and it's I think he's a great guy, and I like hanging out with him, and but I try to be just like the person that doesn't bring that shit up,
Mm-hmm.
and like I was talking about Malik. I mean, I'm curious to hear B's because like you've been through like
Yeah.
maybe the end's coming earlier than
Yeah.
you expect. But I also like would you appreciate like a joke about it? You know what I mean? Like if I saw, like if I saw like green bananas on the counter, I'd be like feeling optimistic today, huh? Because like. What would you like?
That's-
like
I
that,
would personally like that,
yeah.
but I don't know how
I
everybody
was
else
just
is.
gonna say, like, I would enjoy the comedy, but I don't. I feel like that's a
Yeah.
tricky.
Yeah, he's got a great sense of humor, but it's also like like
When it gets real, it's different.
yeah, because he made a joke about something. We were talking about politics, whatever, and he said like kind of offhand. He's like, that's I don't want you guys have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like it was like kind of joking, but I'm just like, woof. That's like, you know what I mean?
it's
Like,
like
it
morbid.
hit me pretty heavy,
Yeah.
And
I've never been like, listen,
you never
I've
felt that close to it.
no, because I've had my stuff is
Make a wish, kid.
I know, but I thought that was even a little too much. It's like,
Yeah, is there a misconception of is not every kid on Make a Wish has a death sentence?
No.
It's just kids who are going through some stuff and they would like to make them
Yeah,
feel
it's
better.
just it's like a kid that
How
had
do we
a
feel about that? I'm all about
It should be
cheering
It
up
should be
kids.
prioritized.
Yeah,
you
but
know,
I just
Yeah.
feel like if I'm a Make-A-Wish kid, right, and I'm on a deathbed, and I see some other kids who are just like
Yeah.
it's not as serious.
Yeah, but it's not like they're not getting a wish. There's plenty of wishes to go around.
All right, I just
right.
feel like
they're,
is
they're trying to make them all happen. I guess.
Yeah,
I just think
Yeah.
you know when you see a kid that's young and
get
in the
it.
hospital, it's like all right. If we have the
But
means,
if Kobe Bryant, if they said, yeah, you got there's 20 kids who you're their Make-A-Wish, you would be like, and you got to hurry up with these kids. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like as long as you're checking off those
Chop
kids,
chop on this one.
as long as you're checking off those kids first, then that doesn't do any
they
harm. to have-
probably prioritize 100%.
Yeah,
They
right.
have
I
to.
mean, they got it right.
Imagine you're
Can you
waiting and
imagine?
it's like this fucking kid's got a kidney. I'm not getting anything
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. I'm sure that stuff happens.
But I want to do a podcast with this guy only because like he's super smart. He's you know I enjoy talking to him. He's fun to talk to, and he was a history teacher and he's got a lot of history, and
Yeah.
I don't know history, so I was like, it'll be fun to do a podcast with him, like where he passes on his knowledge to me, or even
You
just
should
talk,
do
even
that.
just like interviewing him, and but is it weird to be like, hey, we should do a podcast together before you die?
Yeah,
like
it's
that's
a
a
tou-
weird
that's
thing to ask
it's a
somebody
You
to.
tough
don't have
ask.
to preface it like
No,
that.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
But also-
but would it be would it be obvious if I was asking him? It's like,
Right.
"Hey,
But
you
it
wanna do a
doesn't matter
podcast
at that
together?"
point. If you know the intentions are good, you know.
He's got like 2 kids who like might like seeing videos
That's
of
the
his
thing.
grand.
That reminds me of that Michael Keaton movie where he taped everything he did while he was alive and well because
Yeah.
his wife was pregnant and he knew he had kids coming.
Mm.
So it was like how you shake a guy's hand, and it was like all these things that
Oh,
a
okay.
father could maybe teach
I love
his
that.
kid.
Yeah.
And then when
Interesting.
he passed away, his son had all these videos of his father showing him how to do
Yeah.
certain things, and it was a way for him to see his father.
What movie was this?
I think it was called Life.
Not Jack Frost, right?
Multiplicity.
Here's the thing, Ryan. I think the fact that you did one with your mother for Mother's Day.
I did one with my sisters about my mother.
Okay. Oh, all right.
So, but I
all right.
also so I want to start that business where I like memorialize people before they die, and so they can see it. And also, what I want to do is interview older people and families where they tell their story, so that the younger people in the family have footage of
That's
the old
such
people.
a great idea.
It is, and
Yeah.
It's a
pe-
good gift idea too.
It's a great gift idea, but you're right. It's a tough ask, and it's a
Yeah.
weird. It's like, all right, how
It's
do
like I'm
I
facing like, hey,
preface this? Yeah.
even if it's just somebody who's old, and be like, hey, you're not gonna be around much longer. We should
Yeah.
get your stories down. Like you
But
gotta sit down and tell
I
your
don't
stories,
even think
knowing
it has to be that. Like, let's say me and my brothers wanted to give my mother a gift. Like, we always talk about it in our family. Like, how do you get gifts for people who have everything that they want?
yeah.
Like, you can't. It's the same. What are you gonna keep getting them?
yeah,
You know,
do a
gift cards
podcast with them.
to fuck.
about
That's what I
them.
was saying. So,
Yeah.
like, if I was to tell my brothers and my sister-in-law, like, yo, let's go record and just talk about mom or dad, whatever,
Mhm.
Yeah.
for it, they would
How
probably love
touching
it.
is that? All people want for as a gift is like the time and the effort that you put into it.
And
And,
that's, like,
what's
the
more of time and
ultimate.
effort than like
Yeah.
sitting around and just thinking about it and talking about somebody for
Yeah.
that long?
I think you should try to make it happen. Have you talked to Monique about that?
She says he likes to talk, so she thinks he might be into it. Like just talking.
Just
yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
I think you just do it.
I also think sometimes it's good. Like one thing I always look forward, like not look forward to, but like anyone who like if any of us, God forbid, something freakishly happened and one of us died, you have like your family.
Oh God, they could start a new
But
one
I'm just
of us.
saying,
on
your
the
family,
internet.
if they ever wanted to hear you or your thoughts or like listen to my podcast, and you're gonna get me as real as as I am in person. Like
It's nice.
it's a way to listen to that person, hear them laugh, hear them.
I think about that, even people that I listen to. There's plenty of podcasts with people who have kids, but for some reason I think about that Never Not Funny and Jimmy Pardo, and he started a podcast. He had a kid while he was doing the podcast. Now the kid's going to college, and if this kid's like away at college, he's got 18 years or whatever. It's 15 years of podcast that he can sit and listen to his father and like listen to his father talk about when he was born, and then going through that, and then just his father as a person.
Well, and that's what
How-
I'm saying. Mostly
yeah.
as a person, like even my best friend, Maddie, who passed away, I remember him, but everything I remember about him is literally through my memory.
Yeah.
And like to see his mannerisms, like if I have one video of him, and it's like a 2-second video, and I love it, but it's so quick because you just kind of get like that vibe of him, like his mannerisms and the way he talked, and you hear it, and like I have 5 years of me on this podcast where God forbid anybody ever wanted to be like, oh, he died, I missed him or whatever, like tune in.
That first
We could
part
use the numbers.
that first part was so like nice, and then you're like, so if I die or whatever, and somebody's like, he goes, there I am.
But I
Yeah.
think you as you get older and things pass, you forget about people's mannerisms or it's how they sound.
Yeah,
As much as you remember it, you don't hear it. Like it's
of course.
Yeah, there's no way to remember it as strongly as just seeing it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I always think like actors, it's like I'm fucking blessed to have like their shit out.
All
there.
that stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Just to see them after they die, they're still kind of around.
Yeah.
And most normal people don't have that.
Well, they got 5 years of us.
Yeah, listen, I'm not saying anybody wants it, but it's there.
No, it will be great. I mean, I think that is nice for people.
You got 3 guys who don't have kids who nobody's gonna really
Well,
care
that's
I
the
about.
only
know,
thing I was
that's
going
the
to say.
problem.
If I had kids, it would be a little better, but
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
know.
So it's like,
Ridiculous.
my
Or it'd be
nephews.
worse. I don't know if your kids need to hear this.
I know there are certain things, but they'll get a realer view and understanding of you than they probably would any other way.
Yeah, the idea of wanting to present yourself as somebody you're not to your kids, like you want to shelter some things until they're a certain age, but
Right,
it's
right.
like any
I want
adult,
them to
any
know who
adult
I
kids
was.
looking back, like I would want to know. I would want my kids to know who I was as a real person when
Yeah.
they're
The
of
real
the age
story.
to hear
Yeah,
the shit that I'm
I
saying.
agree.
I love when I hear parents talking to their kids like they're just people. Like
Oh yeah.
that's I like it makes me want kids to be like because I would do that. Like I would like.
You want kids, don't you?
I want to have had kids 10 years ago. Yeah.
You don't. But would you have kids now though?
I think about it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I would. I just feel like I'm too old, and I'm really committed. Like I really do enjoy my free time, and that's just all that shit goes away.
That's the thing.
I know how that is too much. I'm too attached to doing whatever I want whenever I want.
So
and
you
it's like I'm gonna know what I'm missing really hard if I give that up.
I love going to my kids, like my nephew's events, and I would see myself being a father so much sometimes where it's like, I missed out on this. And now I'm also so accustomed to where it's like, but
You can just
I really do love being able to do what I want when I
Yeah,
want,
me
whenever
too.
I
But
want.
they say, like, and I believe it probably would be the case if you have kids, like you just love that kid so much, you don't even consider the shit
Yep.
that you're passing up. And I've also, I know people who had kids pretty young and they look at my life, oh, you're always doing fun shit. I can't do fun shit because my kids. I'm like, I've already kind of had that. I don't really need a lot more doing fun shit. I've seen a lot of the shit that I want to see. And ideally you do that, you have kids when you're young and then you can see then you can travel and shit when you're,
That's like what my parents are doing.
yeah.
Oh
that
yeah. Your
would
parents
that's
are enjoying
that's
themselves. Yep.
what I wanted. I wanted to have kids young and then be done with that.
So
and then-
even when you were younger, you wanted to
yeah, I
have
wanted
kids
to
young,
have kids young. Yeah,
and it just never happened.
yeah,
Yeah. It's funny. Chick is more of a dad than all of us with all of his coaching. I feel like he
Yeah.
plays the father role
Yeah.
more than anybody.
But listen, even my friends' kids and all that, I love coaching. I love hanging out with my nephews. I do look at them like they're my own. Minus
You're
yeah.
good around kids though. I'm not good around kids.
You're
You
not
would be
right?
though. I feel like
No,
I'm around them so much now because I mean, literally, I was thinking about that. Like every friend event, there's kids there. Every
Yeah.
one of them.
Chick is very good around kids.
yeah, and I'll tell you why he's good at kids, and it's gonna be, this is a back
Because I have
end.
like the mentality of a kid.
No, it's because I don't want to say anything that the parents wouldn't want somebody to
Oh,
say to them.
That's
too,
not a
I'm-
backhand.
right.
I appreciate that.
No, because you don't
I
care
don't
what the
care.
parents
Yeah,
think.
I know. It's not a backhand.
We
Yeah.
were just
It's very
talking
true.
about on the way here. He just told me a story about how he bypassed the parents' instructions.
Yeah.
So we were at.
I don't trust myself around a kid to
Yeah,
say
well,
something.
listen-
Like, what are you saying to my kid right now? And I'm like, I thought that was fine. What? I don't know.
Ryan, what he's about to what he's about to tell is something that me and you would definitely not do to somebody else's kids.
Yeah.
Two
with
things.
the parents.
One thing I didn't even tell you, I'll throw that in there. So
Yeah.
one, around my nephews and for my friends listening with their kids, I'm sorry, it's just it is what it is. Around my nephews, because my nephews give me shit about smoking, I won't smoke in front of them. If it's not my nephews, I don't give a shit.
Hmm.
Like I'll smoke in front of kids. I don't care. If the parents don't care, I don't care.
Right.
Like unless the parents ask me to walk away or do something, I'm not going to blow it in their
So it's
face.
not if the parents don't care. If they have the balls to say, if they have the balls to say
Yeah,
something, they won't care. If they're intimidated, then you'll just
Most of them, I mean, my friends would never be intimidated to say that to me because they know me, and I try and keep. I won't blow it in their face or be around them. But
You
like,
don't ask though ahead of time.
I'll like, yo, we could smoke back here, and it'll be like, yeah, all right. You know, I don't. Can I smoke right next to your kid? They know I'm not gonna do that. But like in a pool, I like to smoke, and there's kids all in the pool, so I have to like
In a pool.
find a part of the corner of the pool where I'm like a little away from them, so I can smoke my cigarette while I'm relaxing. But
I don't even like the question, "Can I smoke here?" Because I feel like I've been asked that before, and I always feel bad saying no. Can you go somewhere else?
Yeah.
Someone's like, "Yeah," when I don't mean it.
Yeah.
What I mean is no. But,
but
I'm
I
always,
like I think we're close enough, me and my friends, for as long as like
sure they might be.
they
like,
would be
This-
comfortable
yeah, I
enough
guess it's
telling me
just
to
a
fuck
different-
off.
yeah, it would do that.
All right. So the smoking.
So that was one thing, but then so now we're all in the pool. It's all the kids, and there was probably I don't know 10 kids there, and a handful of us parents were in the pool.
Us parents, he says.
Well, us adults were in the pool.
Yeah.
So one of my buddy's little son, he's the youngest one there. But him and his wife were right there, and he was. So they have like a multi-layered fountain, and they don't want their kids jumping off it into the pool.
It's a family rule. It's
family rule.
We don't jump off the fountain.
We don't jump off the fountain,
Seems
and I
reasonable.
get it
Yeah.
because if you let their kids are older, if you let them, they'll run amok, and then it will just when their friends are over. Like,
Of course.
I get why the rule's in place.
Friend cracks their head open. It's their problem.
Exactly, it's everything's their
Their
issue.
kid cracks their head open. That's a.
So my buddy's little kid is like on top of this thing now, but he's
What does Uncle Chick do?
I had nothing to do with this. Him and his wife are directing him, and they're white with it. It's their kid. And if they want to let him go, they let him go. But now other kids are seeing this, and like some of the other kids are starting to mosey their way up on top of this thing. And now my buddy, whose house it is, who has the rule, is barbecuing, and his wife, like there are parents in the pool, so they're not paying attention to what we're
Right.
doing per se. And now the kids are starting to get on, and these kids are starting to jump off this thing. And now their daughter looks at me, and they're like, "We're not allowed to jump off." She's like, we're not allowed to jump off of that. And I'm like, no rules right now. I said, I'm overseeing this project.
No
Like,
rules. Uncle Tommy's here.
Uncle Tommy, Uncle Chick is right here. I'm Uncle Chick. Uncle Chick's right here. Like, come on off. So now they're all jumping off. And I turn around and I see my buddy and his wife looking at the kids like they're about to yell at them, like, stop jumping off the fucking fountain. And I'm like, we got them, guys. Don't
Yeah.
worry. They're under control.
It's
So
okay.
then we let a
we,
few
it's
more-
okay. We can jump off the fountain.
Yeah.
We can
Like,
jump
yeah.
off the fountain right
Yeah.
now. We got it, Blizzies.
The guy that's smoking in the pool said it's okay.
So
Yeah, you're
and then
right.
we let a few more of them go, and then we put the kibosh on it. But they were laughing about it. And
Oh,
it was just
yeah.
like,
You're
Yeah,
right,
I
I'd
would
do that.
never. I would never have the audacity to tell a kid that's what you could do.
You know that Mike Calcagno joke? You remember that Mike Calcagno joke? When he would like babysit his nieces, nephews, and everything he would do, he would check with the older kids. He'd be like, "That's
All
okay."
I
you-
remember
you-
is Parmesan Madan
you
or
mo-
whatever it was.
Parmesan Madan.
Parmesan Madan.
No, he's talking about babysitting his nieces and nephew, whatever it was, and he would ask the older kid. He was like, ask the gum. He's like, you can give him. Like, you've seen him with
That's
gum.
right. Yeah.
Your mother said you can have gum.
You've seen me do that?
Yeah, you've seen him do that. That's okay. You said that's
He's
okay?
asking the older kid.
Yeah.
I always tell my nieces, I go, I'm just a kid, just like you. I don't know. I can't tell you what to do.
no, I tell them, my nephews, I say, when your
Alright.
parents aren't around and it's you and Uncle Tom, like, I make the rules.
Yeah, I definitely have more of allegiance to the parents than the kids. You seem to have just the opposite.
But no, but like my nephews, I guess I know them a lot. Like, so like, I'll ask my brother and them, like, I'm about to watch a movie. Can I watch? They'll tell me, I don't want to watch
Yeah,
this. And
they'll
I
be-
won't have them watch something because, in my opinion, if I have him watch something that he's not allowed to watch and he freaks out with them, that comes back to me.
Mhm.
So like, I gotta make sure. I like I said, Robbie's like my oldest nephew, and the ones that are around. He's a tattletale. Like, if I let him do something that he's not allowed to do,
Oh, he'll tell on you.
he'll tell on me because he's such an honest kid like that.
Yeah.
that he won't like he gets nervous that he's gonna get in trouble, so
Yeah.
he has to tell them.
My niece is a lot like
So
that.
like
too.
I can't with Robbie, I can't necessarily do certain things that I would let him do. I tell him all the time, like, you got a big mouth, bro. Nico,
tell
on
him
the
that?
other hand, you know, if I told Nico would lie straight, like Nico will lie,
Yeah.
if, you know, to get out of trouble or whatever. So when he gets a little older, I could probably have a little fun with Nico,
Oh,
and not tell
God.
the parents.
I want to point out this all came from you talking about your funeral plans. See all the fun we've had for now. Just
Fair.
talking about
Exact. That's what I told him on the way because he texts us. He's like, "You guys." That's why I thought he was in a bad mood too. Because right away, his text this afternoon was I have nothing.
Hope you guys got something.
Yeah,
Hope you
no,
have something.
I was just thinking I had a 5-day weekend and I did nothing really. Like,
Right, but
I
that's
had
fine. You were on
nothing to talk
vacation. You're
about.
allowed to do that. But what I say is like, yeah, you had something a couple weeks ago. This funeral thing. It's like that could say whatever you want, and maybe it goes somewhere. That's what this podcast is. All right.
Thanks, bud.
We love you.
I love you guys.
And I'll never smoke you.
I'm sweating profusely.
He's
Would you like
very
a paper
sweaty.
towel or something?
By
It's
the way,
just this. I think in this, I get hot when I'm recording. I don't know. It's just I always sweat during it.
yeah, I've
can
noticed
really
it. There's
see
a
it from
lot of.
Yeah, more
Maybe-
than normal. Is it because I'm sitting here? Like, do
No,
do
I
see it
think
more,
it's
or is that-
because of the shirt. It's a heavier shirt.
It's a heavy. It's a great T-shirt.
All right, so I got to bring up something.
Yeah.
So,
When someone brings something up and they got to go to the phone, I
Yeah.
get
No,
nervous.
And
that's
you're
not
looking
it.
at me, which
Yeah.
scares me already.
Monique and I went to go see Twisters 4D.
Oh, you
4DX?
did. All right.
Yeah. And
Disappointed.
Oh,
I
I
could
can
tell.
already tell he's not thrilled.
So,
But what did I say?
so
the first
there's,
5
there's
minutes.
a few options here.
All right.
All right. There's ours was broken and we didn't get the same experience you did, or you're a total simpleton and you're impressed by by stupid shit. That's a possibility.
Both could be true already.
Yeah. You're insane. Maybe you're insane. Yeah, not a good experience. First of all, my beef came with it when we walked in, and it's a 2D movie with a bunch of like bells and whistles in the theater. That's not 4D. The third D is missing. You can't leapfrog 3D into 4D.
I agree. I agree with that.
That's it.
Did they
Did
give
you know
you-
that? I figured.
I
I
didn't
thought.
see it. I
They
haven't
thought it's
been
a
to
3D
4DX
movie,
yet.
and then it's 4D.
So you're telling me 4DX is no 3D
No,
movie?
it's a regular movie with
No,
like,
no.
moving seats and shit like that.
That is a little.
So
odd.
did you get glasses?
No, did you?
Yeah.
Was it a 3D movie?
No. The glasses were for the water, I think. But that's one thing.
No, the glasses. Did they have any film on them?
I don't know. I threw them out.
How do you not know the glasses?
Because it was dark and I was already
But what-
strapped into a seat.
Did you feel like
Was
you were
it a
in the
3D
movie?
Was there anything coming at you three dimensionally?
Not necessarily
Water
coming at-
and wind.
No, but yeah, but that's like practical,
No.
like in real life.
No, no, no,
Nothing on the screen came at you 3D.
No,
so it's
no,
not
no.
a 3D movie.
No, it's a 4DX.
Yeah, but that's not 4D. You understand what I'm saying?
He's saying, how could you have 4 dimensions if you're not doing the third?
You agree
dimension?
with me, so there's no argument.
Because
He's a
I'll tell you
fucking
this.
moron.
Because the water's coming at you. It's real life dimensions coming at you.
yeah, that's just another dimension. It's
All right,
there's
so
one
tell me
dimension,
about-
two
tell
dimension,
me
and a
about-
third dimension. You
Tell
can't.
me about your. Tell me about. By the way,
Everybody I've heard that went to 4DX has loved it. This is why I love hearing it.
By the way,
Well,
if
here's
but I'm-
one thing.
look at his T-shirt.
Yeah, I
He's
know.
got 4D.
Yeah.
He's got water coming
'Cause
out
I
for
just
this.
dripped it down. Enough.
All right.
I'm sweating it. We got to point
you're
out
gonna
how
make
fat
a-
I am on this
So-
fucking
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
So
take a lot to
I'm willing
smoke
to
'em.
accept. I think mom is. I'm literally want to go back and complain and say like I think I got a bad experience.
Tell me about your experience.
So the first experience, first when I was sent or whatever,
Was a preview.
no, there's no.
Can you just let him fucking
I
talk?
got the previews had no D, no. Your previews had all that.
Yes.
And then we heard
Where
they were
did you
we
go?
heard they were supposed to. So we went to the place Island 16 or a show.
You didn't go to Westbury?
No.
Come on.
Oh, that's your first.
You're making a
mistake.
pro.
So yeah, maybe we did. That's what I'm saying.
right,
I
so
think maybe I had a fucking raw deal, and I'm gonna go in and be like, yeah, I talked to my friend, and I didn't get the experience he had.
All right, so keep
I want
going.
my
What
money
else?
back.
What else did you get?
The first thing that came through was a smell of. I think it was supposed to be grass, and it just smelled like
I didn't get any smells.
Yeah, I haven't
yeah,
heard
we
about
got smells. Yeah, it was a smell,
This already seems fishy.
Yeah,
but it was terrible.
They told you it was gonna be a smell?
The smell came through a couple times, and literally,
You sure somebody wasn't just farting?
people were going like this. They were like, "Oh my god, it's awful." It was a terrible smell, and it was like like every time it was like grass blowing, that smell came in, and it was fucking
I
terrible.
bet you that whatever wind they had was pouring out some reeking.
There's probably bad wind.
The seats moved. The seats moved like a little bit, but there was wind with
little
no
bit?
smell. Yeah, it was like
Oh,
like
all
bump.
right. No,
Yeah.
my seat, you're holding on for dear life.
Oh really? Yeah.
But that's why by the middle of it, I'm like, all right, this is enough because I saw.
I gotta go. I'm literally mad that I feel like I didn't
You
get
got hosed.
I didn't get the
Ryan,
experience.
I don't think you got hosed at all. Did you even get water thrown in your face?
A little bit towards the end. Monique got it shot in her neck, and she was like, "Ah!" She's like, it's like supposed to be like a storm, and it's like a
it's
little
all out
like
of whack.
a little.
Yeah, I think you had a fucked
Everything
up
was
seat.
everything was timed off. Like when you
Yeah.
would get in the truck and start driving, but before that, like they're just talking to each other and it starts shaking. I'm like, what are we shaking? I looked at Monique and go, why are we shaking?
no,
Nothing on the screen should be shaking. And then they get in the truck and then they're like, oh, we were shaking 6 seconds too early.
Yeah, that thing. You got a
It's
bad
all
experience.
you had a bad experience. Like I said, I'm not saying mine was fantastic throughout.
And now I think it's done now. It
Yeah,
stopped.
it's gotta be done.
Well, it came out of the theaters for a while, and then we saw that it was coming back for like the weekend, and
Yeah.
we went back
When did
to
you
go see
go?
it. Sunday night.
Yeah,
I
maybe
think, or
even
Monday,
the
Monday,
theaters are
Monday
done
evening.
with it. I went in the heat of it, like when it was
Yeah,
like,
but it shouldn't be like, oh, I'm sorry, we ran out of the good shit.
yeah, I don't know.
If
I
you
don't know
can't
how
do it,
works.
don't do it. Don't tell me
Well-
that you're doing 4DX and it's not that.
Yeah, mine was literally you see a storm coming and you're like, oh,
All right, so I got to
here we
go.
Because you were, I was getting shook, dude. I was getting popcorn popping out.
My buddy said it was awesome. That's why I feel like you didn't
I
get the.
literally
You
I
got a
left
bad
feeling like I think
experience.
we got.
You got a bad experience.
So I
And the
Well, let's
smell.
shit on that
other-
theater. What theater was that?
The one in like Holbrook. It's like Showtime.
Yeah,
something.
that theater sucks.
No, I went
Yeah.
to Deer Park. I went to
We were gonna
the
do that. We
Tangent
looked up
Outlets.
that, but it was like all sold out. And it was
Yeah,
like,
because they're all
we
going
had-
to the good
We had to
ones.
sit up front, but this one was all sold out too.
Oh.
And then we looked up at the back of a bunch of empty seats. I'm like, wait, my people bought tickets, didn't show up. And
They
then
probably
Monique
like, this sucks.
made a good point. Like they never showed up. It goes, those were probably all broken, so they had to like X them out on the website, and like they probably didn't shake
That's
it all.
probably exactly
And I
what
bet
it
you
is.
yours were probably broken but kind of working.
Right.
So they were like,
I gotta
fuck
sell
it.
them. Yeah,
Yeah, mine was.
Let's
I'm
stink
going.
them out
I'm
of
getting my
this
money back.
theater.
It was like $30 a ticket for
That's
this
what I
thing.
said. It's like $60 for a couple.
Yeah,
If you get
Yeah.
food or drinks.
yeah. I'm
it's like,
going back there. I'm getting my money
fucking-
back.
Yeah, it's I definitely, like I said, I wouldn't do it. I don't know if I do it again. It has to be the right movie. But
So I gotta wait. The next movie comes around. I'm gonna go do it again.
yeah, maybe
I
we
haven't
should
done
all
it
go
yet, so
together.
I wanna do
Maybe
one.
we'll go
Do they do
together.
it often? Or like it's another movie on the.
Depends on the movies.
Yeah, I think this was like one of the first ones I've ever heard of it.
They did it in Alien Romulus.
They did? Okay. All right.
But they got all
That's
this
still
technology. They got to use it. Like they
You
gotta
guys
be
want to
putting
go
it
to
in
see
movies.
Alien Romulus? I want to see that. So if you guys want to come with me, that's
I would
in
check
4DX.
that
I
out.
don't know anything about it.
I don't
but
either.
It's part of the Aliens
Yeah,
movies, I
it's
guess.
not-
You know,
but
I've never
yeah.
seen Alien.
You're an idiot.
Yeah. Well, what do you want from me? I'm an
To go
idiot.
see Alien.
Do you?
Do I have to see
I
the
never saw
first one?
Aliens. That's the-
Aliens, both awesome. The rest of this shit is trash. Except,
How many were there?
they did Aliens, Alien 3. Then they did Alien vs Predator. 2 of those were dog shit.
Okay.
Alien 3 was dog shit. Alien
was it like a Prometheus
Covenant
type of thing.
Prometheus was pretty cool. That's how the ship got there from the first one. That was a cool one.
Jeez, I know nothing
And then
about
the
this.
Covenant one was. I just watched all these to reboost, like get ready for Alien Romulus.
And that's,
All right.
that's doing, they're doing that 4D.
And I heard this was awesome. This
But
one.
is
I
it
heard
3D or is
no,
it?
it's 4DX. I don't know.
But I'm saying, is the movie 3D
I didn't even
first?
ask. Like I didn't ask about.
I
that.
don't think.
That's fucking ridiculous. They call that 4D.
I think they're doing a D as a the things are flying at you and you're involved. You're shaking. You're moving. That's almost too much stuff happening. If it's 3D.
No, if it's 3D and you feel it, forget about it.
That's what I want.
Twisters should have been in 3D.
But that's the whole point. Is like you're in it and you're getting, like you if things are coming at you and you're getting wet. That's
You're
what make
right.
You,
You're right. That would have
feel
been
like-
cooler. But maybe that's
that
just
was
too
the whole
much.
point. Anyway.
Maybe it's just too expensive for the theater. But you're
I was
right.
cursing you at the beginning, and as it went, I go, I think we got fucked.
You did. You did. I'm telling you, it wasn't the greatest thing, but it was pretty cool in the first 15
It wasn't
minutes.
just not the greatest thing. It might have been the worst thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, let's try to see this Romulus thing. Do I have to
yeah.
watch an alien movie before to know?
If you're gonna do it, watch the first 2. I heard that's it.
The first 2, that's like 4 hours of my day.
then don't watch them. I don't think really
but
matters. It's fucking aliens. I can fill you in real quick.
All right. Well, can we do that one night? Can we set that?
I want to go see it. So.
All right. We'll do that. Ryan, you
I
down?
want. Yeah, only because I want to see what 4D really is like.
Now, my only thing is, this isn't a Twister, so I don't know about wind. Like,
Right.
I don't know what the
I'll be able to tell.
effects-
It's anything. Give me anything.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
My buddy loved it.
I'm
All right.
a little concerned that we got smell and you didn't. Like, what is that?
Well, that. Yeah, I don't know.
and it was a terrible smell. So something
I think that's what was broke.
should have been coming out of there instead of smell.
Yeah,
I,
probably.
literally-
mean,
I turned to Monique. I'm like, I feel like we're like gonna be in a class action lawsuit. Like, did you go see Twister and Ronkonkoma?
get poisoned?
Yeah, you were poisoned. You, know,
Oh,
you may
God,
be
yeah.
you may be entitled to compensation.
Yeah. You're in the new Camp
It's like
Lejeune.
the mesothelioma. Fucking.
Now, were you feeling stuff on your legs? Like a.
No.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't broken. It was broken. It was broken.
Yeah, my buddy said whenever like an alien grabbed a leg or something like that, he felt his leg
Yeah,
get grabbed.
because they have
Really?
they have
Yeah.
wind coming on the leg in a way,
Nothing.
like where you would run through grass. You're
We
like,
got like a nice
you would get
breeze
tickled on
the
the
car
ankle.
ride home. I'm like, the AC is literally stronger than it was. It's like there's a hurricane blowing down buildings, and it's like, I'm like, yeah, I really feel like I'm there. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Hold on.
wow. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry that was your experience.
That's all right.
Now the 3D stuff, you have a point there, but
Yeah.
it was enough for me. The shaking and the moving. But I would love to see a movie with you.
All right.
Shaking and moving.
I'm sweating profusely right now.
All right,
I
well,
know.
we did an
All right.
hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
You wanna-
saying I don't understand
Yeah.
why.
You don't?
No.
All right. Well,
I
we
always
can
sweat
either
during
end
the
this, or I
show.
can bring up one
Are you
more.
nervous?
One more
No, let's
topic.
end it. But I'm just saying because I'm
He's like,
dying.
no, let's end it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
he's not
fucking
feeling
sweating.
well. All right.
But I just don't understand because it's cooler outside than it's been.
And it's not hot in here.
It's
at
not
all.
hot. It's not hot in here.
It's cool that it's been. The
I
last few
just
weeks,
feel
actually.
like I'm hotter.
All right, I got plenty. I got a whole bunch of evergreens here. So
All right.
So they call that in the radio business.
Yep, we got
Evergreen.
evergreens.
Interesting. I like that.
Evergreen topics. So
All right. So you want to save it for next week? Guys,
Yeah.
a little too hot under the collar over there.
I don't know. I'm dying over here.
All right. Though that makes me
I
scared.
can
over here.
honestly show you guys. Like you can see it.
I can see
I
it.
know,
There's
we all know.
drips coming
Yeah,
out of you.
Your pants are up higher than they've ever been.
Explain to me why it's funny.
I don't know what.
Well, if you made it this far,
Yeah.
Chick is in a sauna.
A sauna?
Sauna.
He said it right. Don't try to pass the
Yeah, thank you.
museum thing over to
Thank
him.
you. I said
No,
that
it's
right.
not.
He said
It's sauna. He said,
He said
sauna.
sauna.
That's why I said sauna.
You said museum. And
I don't even want to be around anymore. Quit
Museum.
fucking
hit
with
that one. Hit that one. That's my favorite one.
I don't even want to be around anymore.
Sounds like Neil.
Oh, guys, I
That's
love
so
you guys. It was fun to record here. I enjoyed this seat tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, enjoyed
Next
having you
week
there.
I'm taking that
Next
seat.
week, I want to see you in it. And yeah,
It's probably cooler over there. So.
I hope so.
yeah. Maybe we're gonna have to get him a fan. That little fan that you have to cool off the camera.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get another one to
I
put
need
on
one of
his
those
head.
mic.
personal ones.
That hits the mic though. It's probably.
You know
Yeah.
what these people have these days?
as bad as his
the ones that
breathing.
go around your neck,
Yeah, I have
and
one
then
of
they have
those.
like a fan on the front. It's
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
You have one of those?
Yeah.
Kids use it in between soccer
I
tournaments.
don't think I've ever used it. I bought it for a vacation. I don't think I've ever used it.
Yeah.
Because you look like one asshole wearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough
It's
one.
just not comfortable. It's too heavy, like on
Yeah.
your shoulders. I bought it for, like to go on a hike with. Like, and I'm like, this is making me hotter.
Yeah, because your
Like,
neck
it's
is
not-
sweating,
it's
but your face is
canceling
getting
out.
a breeze.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway. All right.
Fun time, guys. I'll see
always
you
a
next
pleasure.
week.
Thank you.